You have chapter 1, understanding gallbladder, types of gallbladder disease. We have gallstone, diabetes, the cancer. Let me say all these things are types of gallbladder disease. Then after it, we now have, after we've discussed about types of gallbladder disease, we now have Mediterranean lifestyle without a gallbladder. Hope you understand. So let me say under here we start talking about Mediterranean diet, and let me say Mediterranean diets. Under this Mediterranean diet, we now have turmeric, stuff like that. Turmeric, we now have let me say omega-3. Yeah, where you now have your fatty fish and what is the name of this fish? Omega-3. Salmon is part of omega-3. Turmeric and stuff like that. And so let me start showing you guys how to add something to headings. So this is heading 1. This should be heading 1, which is your chapter, the main content in your heading. This is heading 1. Let me say chapter 1 is your heading 1. So once you added it to heading 1, so understanding gallbladder should be heading 2, because it's a subtopic under your chapter 1. Hope you understand. So types of gallbladder is heading 3 because it's a subtopic under understanding gallbladder diet. Hope you understand. It should be in heading 2. Sorry, heading 3. That's what I said. And when you now do something like this, please change the font. You can give it Egypt Garamond, bold it, and you can increase the size, whatever. So you guys see what I'm doing. Heading 1. Okay, let me start again. This should be heading 1. Heading 1. Change the font. You can make sure. Let me tell you something, you guys, something. If you are using Georgia for just your chapters heading, or let me say you're using this font on here for just your chapters heading, all the chapters that make up the book should have the font so that it will keep the feel. Your formatting will make sense with this. And make sure you bold it, and you can as well increase the size. Then you can take it on here. You give it me to some. What I normally do is that I will take it on here. As long as I'm using font to format the book, I'll take it on here. So those things you guys view, some of my interiors and those stuff you are doing with phone. So you can do something like this. You know what I'm doing. So this one also, you increase it, you change the heading format, and increase it a bit. It shouldn't go above 16. Sorry. And your chapter heading, that's chapter, shouldn't go above 20. We can leave it as 18 since we can't get 16 manually. Take it at edge and also bold it. Then see what I'm doing. Then types of gallbladder, we have did the same thing for it. So under types of gallbladder, we have gallstone. Let me say you want these types of gallbladder to be shown in your table of contents. You can also add it to heading. So we added chapter 1 into heading 1 because it's the main topic we are talking about. Then understanding gallbladder, which is under heading 2, heading 2 and is under chapter 1. That's why we added it to heading 2. And again, types of gallbladder, we added it to heading 3 because it's under heading 2, which is understanding gallbladder. Then gallstone disease, which should be in heading 4 because it's under types of gallbladder, which is heading 3. Hope you guys understand how I'm doing it. So this thing will now be in heading 4. Should be in heading 4. So once you add it to heading 4, you can as well remember what I told you guys. The same font you are doing for each headings, maintain it to the rest of the headings. If you are using Garamond for heading 1, maintain it for the rest of the heading once you add in for your book. If you are using Georgia for heading 3, 4, or whatever, maintain it to the rest of the text you add to that particular heading. So let me say I want to make use of less than for heading 4. I'll maintain it for every text I will add to heading 4. Hope you understand. But and bold it, and again I will, if I want I can give it italic, whatever, or underline, but I will leave it this way. So we do the same thing for diabetes. Do the same thing for diabetes. I'll add it to heading 4. Then give it a lesson, then bold it. Hope you guys are understanding. So here, remember, this should begin a page. By giving it a page break. Remember how I told you guys to do a page break? Keep your cursor behind the page and behind the text, and give it a page break. So let me reduce this thing, and I don't like the line spacing is too much for this part. I can reduce the line spacing. See line spacing, reduce it. So I can reduce this to 1.0. As you can see, I've reduced it. That's the particular place you reduce, not everything, just this chapter and subject in another chapter. So once you have it, let me say, you know that there should be text below this which explains God's tone and stuff like that. So it makes sense. Let me just add something so that you guys should be seeing something. Let me just add something. So you guys know that when you're accessing your docs files, you can access it without this thing, without network. You can access it without network. So let me say that the stuff I have on here is this. So let me say that stuff I want to add to this thing is this place, and let me just copy smartly. Let me copy smartly as I explained before, and I'll paste it on here under this understanding gallbladder disease, and I'll use it and explain the rest, because I'm not gonna start making up this book on here. I've not written on it though, but I'll still write on it. So remember what I said about irrelevant text? Would you like me to continue by writing the introduction? It's an irrelevant text. I will remove it. So we remove all these things that is irrelevant, and you really don't understand what I mean by irrelevant text. So let me say that, okay, starting from here, I said, got it, you want me to write an introduction and explain about gallbladder, then you have to remove it. Is an irrelevant text. So the right text started from this particular place on your understanding the gallbladder and life without it. So you gonna remember what I told you guys. You're gonna give it a heading 3, because it's under understanding gallbladder diet. Then I give it a heading 3. So once you give it heading 3, maintain the same fonts you are giving your heading 3, and increase the font size to 18, bold it. Then make sure it is in this place. Use this line, this stuff here to give it. Remember, our chapter is left aligned, and all the headings that make up the book will now be left aligned. Our chapters and subtopic under chapter 1 is right aligned. So what is gallbladder? You can leave it like that, since understanding gallbladder explain everything concerning what is the gallbladder. So you start removing this line and all of that. So this is what you keep doing. Remember, there is no line spacing on here. There's no line spacing on here, which I told you guys to remove it if there is. So this stuff is making sense like this. And remember what I told you guys concerning giving it justify. Give it a justify font so that the text will look very, very beautiful. Give it a justify font. So once it's a justify font, and your headings should be left aligned. You can easily access these things from here. So once it's left aligned, you can start formatting your book like a boss. You can know as well, if you don't know, if you like, you can as well change the color of this to any color for choice, but make sure you are maintaining the color. What I normally use is this. Make sure I am maintaining the color to the rest of the headings. Hope you understand. That's one thing I will tell you. So can keep formatting this, can keep formatting this. So when you now get to why the Mediterranean diet, you know that it's another subtopic. Okay, let me use this thing on here so that I explain something. This is the stuff I wanted to explain before when I was saying turmeric and stuff like that, right? So let me say this why the Mediterranean diet comes immediately after these types of gallbladder. So we should be here, right? Yes, it should be here. So hope you guys are understanding what I'm doing. So after understanding gallbladder diet, next thing is types of gallbladder, which is what we added. We added it to heading 3. Added it to heading 3, as you can see, it's in heading 3 because it's not under this understanding gallbladder disease. It's another heading 3 which we are adding to stuff under this particular place. Hope you guys are understanding this heading stuff, because I'm gonna tell you the reason why you should be arranging your headings like that later. So once you have this stuff and types of gallstone, this is types of gallbladder. So we have gallstone. Gallstone is now under these particular types of gallbladder, which we should add, which is in heading 3. So anything under it, you should consider it heading 4. So hope you guys are understanding how the scenario is working. So after talking about types, we now have wide Mediterranean diet, and which is under understanding gallbladder. We're gonna add it to heading 3. So it is in heading 3, give you fonts the same. Then you're adding for your heading 3 and also increase it to 18. You can also, since you're adding your heading 3 to blue font, you can also use a blue color for it. So hope you guys are understanding. So under this why the Mediterranean diet, and you have something valuable you want them to see in your table of contents, that you have stuff like that in your book, you're gonna add it to heading 4. Hope you guys understanding. Let me say you want to add, you see something like key guideline for no goblin, and then you add it to heading 4. I hope you guys understand. You can also add this to heading 4. So once you are done adding stuff like that, you get to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is another fresh chapter. You start again with your heading 1 and start playing around heading 1, heading 2, just like as I explained. So let me explain to you guys the reason for this heading stuff and whole lot of that. So when you add your stuff to the right headings, and your chapter and your table of contents, that's your table of contents, it will appear this way. So I'm still explaining something. So this is how it's gonna appear in your chapter, your table of content, and you're gonna look very, very, very good, like a format, like a boss. Hope you guys understand. So chapter 2 again, let me say yes, chapter 2, and it's gonna look this way. And next test should be stuff like, let me say just a 30-day meal plan. Hope you guys are understanding how this stuff is looking. So you see how this thing is being arranged. Look at this chapter 1. Look at it. You see how this stuff is being arranged. Chapter 1, subtopic under chapter 1, we have understanding gallbladder. Then under understanding gallbladder, we have something like understanding the gallbladder lifestyle without it. We also have types of gallbladder. We also have why the Mediterranean diet. So under types of gallbladder, we have gallstone, we have diabetes, and others. Under why the Mediterranean diet, we have key guideline for gallbladder. So let me say you also have something like gallstone disease, and there's something like types of gallstone disease, and you have something like let me say gut health and stuff like that is under type of gallstone disease, and you want to add it to heading. So add it to heading. We added gallstone to heading 4. Add it to heading 5 so that it will look this way. Hope you guys are understanding. So that's what I wanted to explain. So let me say, like, stuff I added to headings, all this stuff I added to heading. When I insert my table of content, you see that it will look exactly like this. So you continue formatting like your boss, and continue formatting till you finish. So I've told you guys how to format and add headings to your book, and how to move something to the next page using a page break. So what else we're gonna talk about right now is saving your content. But before we do that, let me talk about inserting your table of content. So how do you insert your table of content? So before you get to the table of content, make sure you have added the everything you want to your headings. So when you're added to headings, you can do it manually on here, or you can use Docs website, which I'm gonna show you guys later. So how you do it manually on here, but it's gonna take time doing all these things one after the other. Sometimes you have something like over 100 plus characters in your table of content, and you sit down and be doing it one after the other. It's gonna take time. So I will recommend you to use Docsify and do it, and I will show you guys how to do it with Docsify website. So but first, in case if you want to suffer, you want to do it by one after the other, this is how to do it. Click on this particular plus sign and click on links. Then you see your headings on here. Click on the headings. These are the stuff we added to chapters. These are the stuff we have in our headings. As you can see, these are the stuff we have in our headings. You can be inputting it one after the other. Click on chapter 1, then click on good. It will be added. There is a link. If you click it, you take it to where it is on our content. So that's it. So it is how you keep doing it one after the other. Imagine when you now have a lot of contents you added to headings and you be doing it one after the other. So it's gonna take time, please. So how you gonna do it? How you gonna do it manually is to go to Docsify and do it. So but remember you ain't gonna add the stuff like this. Remember, you'll be removing stuff just as the way I did it in my laptop. We're removing these things, and the numbering. Don't number your recipes, be removing it. So be removing it. So let me quickly go to Docsify and show you guys how to add table of content to your book. So this is I told you guys can use normally use Brave or wherever. So Docsify, let me explain something concerning this Docsify.